Welcome to Manifestation Matters. Have you ever felt like there's another version of you out there? Someone who's already achieved all your dreams?
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly what we're diving into today, the idea of the future you and how we can tap into that potential. We're looking at Creando tu futuro, neuroplasticidad y el poder de la mente,
Okay.
to understand how our minds shape our reality.
Yeah. It's a fascinating concept, isn't it? This idea that our future selves aren't just, figments of our imagination,
Yeah.
but are possibilities that already exist. The book suggests we can actually bridge the gap
Okay?
between where we are now and where we want to be by aligning ourselves with that future you.
Okay, so let's unpack this. So it's not about just waiting for good things to happen,
Right.
but actively working towards becoming the person who already has those things.
Exactly. We often think of the future as something that just kind of unfolds in front of us.
Right.
But this source challenges that. It suggests that we are active participants in shaping our future through our daily choices and actions. Every decision we make, every thought we entertain is like laying a brick in the foundation of our future selves.
Okay, so we're not just along for the ride. We're the architects of our own lives.
Likely.
But
Yeah.
let's be honest. Sometimes it feels like we're stuck in a rut, repeating the same patterns, even when we know they're not good for us.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to break free from those old habits?
I think that's where understanding our brains comes in. Our brains are wired for efficiency, and that means they love familiar patterns. Think about it. You probably don't have to think too hard about brushing your teeth or driving to work.
Right.
Those have become almost automatic.
Right.
Because our brains have created neural pathways that make those tasks effortless.
So our brains are creatures of habit.
Yes.
That makes sense?
Mm.
But it also explains why change can be so challenging. It's like we're trying to carve a new path through a dense forest.
Exactly. The good news is that our brains are incredibly adaptable. That's where neuroplasticity comes in.
Okay, neuroplasticity. That sounds complicated. Can you break that down a little?
It's actually pretty simple. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to change and rewire itself throughout our lives.
Wow.
By consciously choosing new thoughts and behaviors, we can literally create new neural pathways, just like carving that new path in the forest.
So we're not stuck with the brain we're born with?
No.
That's encouraging.
Yeah.
But how does this tie back to the idea of aligning with our future selves?
Yeah.
It sounds like we're talking about more than just forming new habits.
That's a great question, and that's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
So stick with us. We'll be right back. Before the break, we were talking about how neuroplasticity allows us to rewire our brains.
Right.
And you asked how this connects to aligning with our future selves.
Yeah.
Think of it this way. When we envision our future selves,
Uh-huh.
we're basically creating a blueprint for the person we want to become.
Okay, so it's not just about daydreaming about a better life,
Right.
but actively working towards embodying the qualities and habits
Yeah,
of
exactly.
that future self.
As we engage in activities and thought patterns that align with that vision, we strengthen the neural pathways associated with those qualities.
Okay.
It's like we're training our brains to become more like the person we aspire to be.
So it's like we're intentionally carving those new paths in the forest, making them wider and easier to travel.
Yeah,
But I imagine it takes a lot of effort
it does.
to break free from those old ingrained patterns. How do we stay motivated and overcome those moments of doubt or resistance?
Well, the source emphasizes the importance of repetition and consistency. It's not about making drastic overnight changes,
Right.
but rather making small, incremental adjustments
Okay.
that gradually shift us toward our desired reality.
That makes sense. It's like building any new skill.
Exactly.
It takes time, practice, and patience. We can't expect to become fluent in a new language overnight,
Right.
and we shouldn't expect to transform ourselves instantly either.
Exactly. The source also highlights the role of visualization in this process. By vividly imagining ourselves as our future selves, engaging all our senses in the experience, we can actually trick our brains into believing that reality is already within reach.
Wait, so you're saying that simply imagining ourselves as successful, confident,
Yeah.
or whatever qualities we desire can actually help us achieve those things?
The idea is that by consistently visualizing ourselves, embodying those qualities, we strengthen the neural pathways associated with them. This can make it easier to act in ways that are consistent with that vision, eventually leading to real-world changes.
Wow, that's amazing. I'd like giving our brains a preview of the life we want to create.
Yeah.
But I'm curious,
Yeah.
does the source address how we deal with setbacks?
Yes.
Or moments when we fall back into old patterns? Because, let's be honest,
Of
those
course.
moments are inevitable.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The source acknowledges that the journey of personal transformation isn't always linear. There will be times when we stumble, get discouraged, or even question whether we're capable of change.
So how do we navigate those challenges? What does the source suggest?
It emphasizes the importance of self-compassion and a growth mindset. When we inevitably experience setbacks, it's crucial to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding rather than resorting to self-criticism.
It's like being our own best cheerleaders even when we fumble the ball.
Yes.
We wouldn't berate a friend for making a mistake, so why do we so often do that to ourselves?
Exactly. And the source suggests that these setbacks can actually be valuable learning opportunities.
Okay.
By examining what triggered us to fall back into old patterns, we can gain insights into our own thought processes and develop strategies for navigating similar situations in the future.
So it's not about striving for perfection, but about embracing the journey.
Yes.
Setbacks and all.
Precisely. And it's important to remember that even small steps forward contribute to the overall transformation. The source encourages us to celebrate our progress no matter how insignificant it may seem, because those small victories reinforce the belief that change is possible.
This is all incredibly fascinating, but I have to admit, a part of me still wonders, is this future self concept just wishful thinking?
Right.
Or is there something more tangible at play?
That's where the source gets even more thought-provoking. It suggests that this future you doesn't just exist in our imagination,
Okay.
but also in what it calls the quantum field.
Okay, now we're getting into some really mind-bending territory.
Right.
What exactly is the quantum field,
Right.
and how does it relate to our personal growth?
It's a complex concept and interpretations vary, but essentially the quantum field is thought to be a realm of infinite possibilities where every potential outcome already exists.
So you're saying that every possible version of ourselves, every possible future
Yeah.
is out there somewhere in this quantum field. How do we tap into that and align with the reality we desire?
The source suggests that it's a matter of aligning our energy, thoughts, and emotions with the frequency of our desired reality.
Okay.
Think of it like tuning a radio dial to a specific station. When we focus our attention and intention on a specific outcome, we're essentially aligning our energy with that frequency.
It sounds like we're talking about more than just willpower
Yes.
or positive thinking. It's about aligning our entire being
Exactly.
with the vision we have for our future selves.
That's a great way to put it. And the source emphasizes that this alignment involves not just our thoughts, but also our feelings and actions.
Okay.
It's about embodying the qualities of that future you in every aspect of our lives.
This is all incredibly inspiring, but I imagine some listeners might be wondering, how do we practically apply these concepts to our everyday lives? Where do we even begin?
That's a great question, and one we'll delve into after a quick break. Stay with us as we explore some practical steps you can take to harness the power of your mind and shape your own reality.
Welcome back to Manifestation Matters. Before the break, we were getting in some pretty mind-bending concepts about the quantum field
Yeah.
and how it might relate to our ability to manifest our desired realities.
Yeah.
You were about to share some practical tips
Right.
on how we can actually apply these ideas to our everyday lives. So where do we even begin?
Well, the source suggests that one of the most powerful tools we have is visualization.
Oh,
It encourages us to take a few minutes each day to close our eyes and vividly imagine ourselves as that future you, the version of ourselves who has already achieved the goals and embodies the qualities we desire.
so it's not just about vaguely wishing for a better life,
No.
but creating a detailed mental picture
Right.
of what that life looks and feels like.
Exactly. Engage all your senses in the visualization. What do you see, hear, smell, taste, and touch in this future reality? The more vivid and detailed the image, the
Right.
more powerful the impact on our subconscious mind.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like giving our brains a taste of what's possible, a glimpse into the reality we're working towards creating. But what about those times when our minds wander or we start to doubt whether any of this is really possible?
That's where mindfulness practices like meditation can be incredibly helpful.
Okay.
The source emphasizes the importance of quieting the mental chatter and cultivating a sense of present moment awareness.
Right.
By learning to observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, we gain more control over our internal state and create space for those new empowering beliefs to take root.
So it's not about Suppressing those negative thoughts or pretending they don't exist,
No.
but learning to detach from them
Yeah.
and choose a more empowering perspective.
Precisely. And it's important to remember that change takes time and effort. Just like an athlete trains consistently to achieve peak performance, we need to be patient and persistent in our efforts to rewire our brains and create lasting change.
It's encouraging to know that we're not expected to be perfect
Right.
or achieve instant transformation.
Yeah.
It's about showing up each day, even in small ways, and making choices that align with the vision we have for ourselves.
Absolutely. The source also highlights the power of gratitude in this process. By focusing on the things we're grateful for, we shift our attention away from scarcity and lack and cultivate a more positive and abundant mindset. This can have a ripple effect, attracting more positive experiences into our lives.
It's like we're priming our brains to see the good, to notice the opportunities that align with our desired reality.
Exactly. And the source reminds us that we don't have to do this alone. Surrounding ourselves with supportive people who believe in our potential can provide encouragement, accountability, and inspiration along the way.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into the power of our minds to shape our reality. Any final words of wisdom for our listeners?
Remember, the journey of personal transformation is a continuous process of growth, self-discovery, and alignment. Embrace the concept of your future you. Tap into the remarkable plasticity of your brain and believe in your ability to create the life you desire.
Wow. I don't know about you listeners, but I'm feeling incredibly inspired. This deep dive has been a powerful reminder that we are all capable of incredible things. If you enjoyed this and want to explore more topics like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future episodes. And if this sparked something within you, let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences. Thanks for joining us on Manifestation Matters.